Alright, so today we're going to be making a monster using Adobe Illustrator. First you create a new document. The base settings that it gives you to create one's fine. Then we go to the rectangle tool. Yeah, it should just start out as a rectangle tool. Then we go to the ellipse. Make sure you hold down shift and then we'll be starting the eye. So hold down shift to keep it uniform and then drag it to the middle. Once you have it in the middle somewhere, then change the color to gradient is what we'll be using first. We want the stroke to be nothing, and then we'll click this down here, which is the gradient, and then your gradient window should pop up. It's right there if you didn't see it. We'll change it to radial, and we want to make it look like the outside of an eye. So we need to make these a lighter gray. How about like that? Yeah, we'll just keep like that. Use that gradient right there. Then press Command C to copy it and Command V. Okay, so now after you've copied it, you can resize it to whatever you think the black pupil in the middle should be. I'm going to go with about this big. Then you drag it until you see that little X in the middle where it's in the, so that it's centered. Make sure this stroke is still on nothing. And then we're going to use another gradient, except for this time we're going to make it black. And then this one we want to be dark too. And now switch them around. There. Well, maybe we should make this a little bit darker. There we go. Alright, now we copy this circle again. And arrange, send backwards, because we want it behind the black. Then we'll size it to bigger than the black. This is the colored part of the eye, so however big you think that should be. Then we'll use another gradient. Make the eye, let's do blue. I like blue. Blue will work. And then once you select your color, you can go back in here, back up to this top color, and then you can drag what you want it to be. So if I want it to get darker as we go further in, then I could put it like that. But I think we'll just want it to change a little bit, but not much. I think that's good. Alright. Now we need another circle that will go on the outside of the eye. And when you get the circle, make sure you make it bigger, because this will be part of the body. We're just going to be using this as another gradient around the eye to make it look more detailed. So once you have that, no, that's not centered. There we go. Go back to your gradient window, and then we'll make the color whatever color you want the body to be. So in this case, it'll be green. And then we'll click green again, except for we're going to make it different green so that it shows as darker around the eye. See up here what it looks like? We're going to make it like this. That should actually, let's switch them around. I think that'll work better. Alright. Now we're going to make this bigger so that we can actually see the outline. Now we want to pull this over until it looks big enough. I think right there is fine. Okay, so once that's done, then we'll need to make a new rectangle. And make sure you line it up with these axes right here. Then go back to what color that you had selected, the lighter one that you want the body to be, and you click at that. You can always change that to the color that you want the lighter one to be. Make sure it's the lighter one, otherwise that gradient will look off. Then we'll go to Effect, and we need the Convert to Shape tool, Rounded Rectangle. Make sure this is at nothing. We don't want any extra. And then this, set it to somewhere like 140. Then we'll send our rectangle to the back. And it's behind everything else. See, now you can see the gradient right there. Now we'll need just another rectangle to flatten the bottom of him. There. Now next, we will be making his mouth. So we need to go back up to this, go to the ellipse tool, and then create an ellipse that lines, well, I guess you can make the mouth whatever size you want, but I'm creating one that lines up with his mouth, like that. Now for this, we'll do a gradient. We want to change the gradient on the outside to be lighter gray than the inside. So we'll just select black, drag it all the way over. And then for this one, we'll select white and then make it darker. A lot darker. Alright, now with that gradient, we need to come back up here, make a rectangle tool, and then line it up with this. Line it up in the middle, and then select both of these shapes, and then go up to Window and Pathfinder right there. See the Pathfinder window? Then we want this one, minus front, and it should give you this right here. Then you want to drag that up to where you think it lines up well with the monster, and you're done with the mouth. Next we need to put things inside of its mouth, which doesn't require the gradient or the Pathfinder. We'll create more shapes for that. Then we go to the rectangle tool, and we'll create small rectangles in its mouth. You can zoom in by pressing Command+. Just need small rectangles that would look nice. We don't need to worry about the color right now. We go to Effect again, then Convert to Shape, then Round a Rectangle, 0 again, 0, and Corner Radius, it depends on what you want, but I think probably 12 would be okay. Then we want to make the color white, because they're teeth, obviously. Then Command C again, and Command V, and it gives you another one. Then we'll just select them so that they're very close together. There you go. Now we want to center them with the eye, like that. And we'll select the mouth too, Shift and Command. Then we go to Object. Oh wait, I forgot a step. Before we select both of them, we need to paste, we need to copy the mouth and paste it over the teeth. And then select the teeth again with the mouth. Then we need to go to Object, Clipping Mask, Make, and the teeth are in like that. Next, we need to do his tongue. So we'll make an ellipse tool. And off to the side here you can make it. Don't hold Shift because you want it to make it needs to be like a tongue. So we'll use another gradient this time actually. We don't want a radial gradient anymore. We want a linear and we want the top of it to have the gradient. So to make the top of it have the gradient, we'll put this in 90 degrees. And then the top has the gradient like that. So we need to make this like a nice pink color, something that a tongue would kind of look like that. And then this, make it a little bit redder. So like that. Then we'll drag it over. Make it a little bit off center so that it kind of looks like a tongue. Then we need to grab this again, paste it over, line it up, Object, and Clipping Mask, and then Make again. And there you go, there's your tongue. Next, we'll be making a little brush to make his hair on the outside. So first, we need to zoom in a whole bunch to make his hair. So we want a perfect circle. Actually, let's change the color now. We want it to be the same color as our monster for the hair. So after we get that, then we go back up to the direct selection tool. We click on the anchor point first and then pull it. And then with the handle, drag it so that it's straight like this. And then we go to the brush over here. And then we come down here to the new brush. Make a new brush. Make it an art brush. OK. Make sure that is checked. Then name your brush to whatever you want it to. Brush of Awesomeness will work. And then you have your brush right there. So you go to your brush tool and you can drag it wherever you want. Depending on how you drag it, you can see little blue specks that show you where your line is. See if I concentrate them a whole bunch down there. Then it makes a really weird brush. You can drag the brush however you want, and it should follow your line as you want, unless you make a whole bunch of different overlapping ones like that, and then sometimes it messes them up. then you're done. You just fill the rest of your monster in, and you're done.